Welcome, gamers, to this week's episode of Last Call Gaming. We are on episode number 83. My name is Craig Prowse, and the man I haven't seen in a week or two, Andrew Montemare.
It's been a rough one.
It's been a rough one, but sometimes, you know, we do need a good break, and I thought we had a good time to just kind of take a relaxing moment, reconfigure, rescale, re-go over a couple things, and we're back, and here we are.
I wish I was having a good time, but this fucking Dragon Quest game is not fucking ending.
Oh, dude, I told you. I knew when you were jumping in there that you're in it for the long haul.
It's good. At least I'm enjoying it. What was the last game I played that I was like, dude, this game doesn't end and it fucking sucks?
I don't know. Haven? Oh!
It could have been.
So let's get started with the drinks that we have. This one was graciously donated to us from Melissa Segura, and this is the Little Squeezy Juicy Ale. It's a 5.0 Pale Ale American from Deschutes Brewery, and that is out of Bend, Oregon. I thought Andrew would probably have a distaste for it, but as it turns out,
this is good
you
shit.
like it?
Yeah.
What stands out to you? What do you love about it?
I don't know. I can't quite place my hand on like what it tastes like to me, but I don't know. It's just good. It's got a good flavor to it.
Yeah, I really like it.
At first, when he pulled it out, I thought it was something...
It looks familiar, right?
No, I thought it was going to be something pineapple flavored. I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to drink some weird pineapple fucking beer.
And it's created to remove gluten, so at least it's gluten-free.
Actually, lately, too, since I don't drink energy drinks, every now and then I go to that nutrition place, and they have all natural energy drinks that anyone asks me about it, I'm like, well, it's vegan, it's fucking gluten-free, it's sugar-free, it's only 10 calories. I don't know what any of that shit means, but...
You feel like
it's not a Red Bull, and I feel like a new man.
There you go, man. I was going to say, the Red Bull's out of your life then, huh?
Yep,
nice.
Gone forever.
So, guys...
Gold Diggers opens back up.
Take a quick minute before we move on with the show to stop and hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And do us a favor if you'd like to. Follow us on all the social medias. That'll be popping up here, or you can find the links in the description. As well as if you're listening to the audio versions of the podcast, give us a well-written review, as they say. So, so it can help us find a bigger, broader audience, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, help us get out there, because the more we can do, the more we can give back to you guys.
Because that's what we like to do, is give back. So, Andrew, before we dive into our story for the day, like I said, we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. So, what have you been up to, or do you want to know what I've been up to? How do you want to slice and dice this?
I'd rather you go first.
All right. So, what I've been up to is still playing some D&D. It's helped me stay active in terms of just reading some other materials and stuff, and it's cool because I just got Gino to go with me to the Wasteland, because that's where we go play Adventure League D&D. So he went with me. We played it. It had fun. I've been kind of taking a break from playing video games, but I just kind of needed something to play that I didn't really have to listen to like the story much. Even though once I started playing it, which is Far Cry 4, I did started liking the story way more. And if I remember, people talk shit on Far Cry 4.
I think that was the least liked one. I think people even liked the Stone Age one more than that one.
Oh, the Primal, because I don't get it. Because 3, it has your protagonist that's has a name and has a voice, and so does 4. 5's the one that didn't. So I don't know what people disliked about 4, because after playing it, I actually really, really enjoyed it. And although I did say I do have it on disc, and if you're playing it on the Xbox Series X, it's one of the games that got the 60 frame per second boost and like the auto HDR. So it was looking clean, although it did shut down a couple times on me. Like I had to actually exit out of it and redo it, which was weird because I was running it on a disc and all that. So I don't know what that was all about. But as far as watching, I'm still doing the MCU, even though I kind of took a break from it. But I'm on Doctor Strange.
I love Doctor Strange.
Which is, really, really good. I've been watching, have you been watching Young Rock at all on Hulu?
Young Rock?
Yeah, it's like a fake story about The Rock running for president in like 2032, and he's telling like this is like his story as a kid growing up. It's fun. If you guys are wrestling fans, you'll like some of the stuff he talks about, but
pretty funny guy.
Definitely not for everybody. But what I do have lined up is to watch the Snyder Cut this weekend and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and there's a documentary on Hulu that I saw. I was telling Gino about it. I don't think I told you yet. No. It's called GameStop or GameStopper, and it's supposed to be the documentary about the rise and fall of GameStop stock and all that stuff. Cool. So if you're interested in documentaries like that, that's on Hulu, and that's on my to-do list. So what have you been up to, pal?
Speaking of documentaries, I don't know how far you made it into it. I'm not all the way done, but I actually started watching that Playing with Power one that was free on Crackle that we talked about. I like it so far. I don't think it's not as good as that Sega one that we watched or whatever.
That was really good.
That's for sure. But I mean, I think it's still pretty cool.
I think the last episode is the best out of all 5 because me and you watch a lot of other gaming stuff. I don't think it really showed us anything new. Like, we watched a lot of play values that kind of covered all that. But if you have never heard any of that stuff, it was a good place to start for people.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in there that I already knew from watching other ones, but maybe that just didn't bug me as much though. But I'm almost done with Dragon Quest 11. I think I'm in like the final 15 hours. At least that's what it says fucking online. I finally got funny story. I finally got Skater XL. My lazy ass cousin finally got around to sending it to me, and we had just been talking about Ace Ventura. And I swear to God, that's who fucking delivered it. Because I go outside to look,
the beat up box.
And there's a fucking beat up box that's like halfway fucking torn open. I was expecting half the shit not even to fucking be in there, but sure enough, it was all there. And then the only other thing I've been doing lately is really been getting into Pokemon cards. Not some of the newer ones. I have bought some of the newer ones and kind of collected them, but I do still have a lot of older ones. So I kind of sorted through them, looked up price guides and stuff on them with one of my other friends who's helping me out. And I'm actually getting ready to send those out and get them graded and kind of see what comes back. And who knows, maybe I'll have something rare with a lot of money or something.
I can't wait to see how those come back because you had a couple goodies in the pile, right?
I do have a Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise.
Oh, see, I definitely want to see that. What's the return on that? Is it as long as a comic book that's going to take sometimes 2 months before we even hear anything?
Dude, when I was looking it up online, they were saying the return on that is 6 to 8 months.
Ooh.
So I have no clue if it's going to be that long. But, I mean, I got time to wait, so.
Yeah, alrighty. So, that is what we've been up to, guys. Leave down in the comments below what you guys have been up to, because that's always kind of fun to see what people are playing, what you're watching, and what you are doing for side activities. So, the big story we're going to get into today is that the Square Enix stream that happened on March 18th, which was the Square Enix Presents, which is the first streaming thing they've done I think ever, and this is another one of these things where kind of like Nintendo Direct does it, Sony does the State of Play and things like that. It's meant to show off what they have coming up over the next few months, as well as updates and add-ons to games. Now it's about, I think roughly it was about 30 minutes or so. It didn't give a lot. I would say it was okay to watch. It was nothing mind-blowing. Before we get into what was shown, how did you think this was even necessary? Was it worth your time?
I think that a lot of this stuff, I don't know. I hope whatever the next thing they're going to do is going to be better. Because, yeah, I didn't think it was that great. Especially for a company that definitely has so much to show. And they were just super stingy with everything. Even some of the stuff that would have been oh man, it's cool, great to see more, whatever. You only see 10 seconds of whatever when they could. Even if you just gave me 5 minutes of something that I'm looking forward to, would have been a lot cooler than whatever they did. This all could have been in a blog post or separate post or something like that.
Yeah, so the link will be in the description if you guys do want to check it out, but we'll just kind of go over some of the highlights of what it was. And they started off really strong though. They showed off Outriders, which is developed by People Can Fly, and that's coming out on a very weird date, April 1st. This is a co-op role-playing third-person game, and if you guys, this kind of snuck up out of nowhere. We knew Outriders was coming, but it seems like over the last 2 weeks, we've gotten more info on it than ever. And if you check out, there's a demo online right now that you can download and start playing, and it gets you. That I did, and it gets you through the prologue, and it gets you through the first couple of missions. And what it's cool is all your save file will roll over to the game when it actually comes out. So that was really cool. I ended up getting a really cool, it was an automatic sniper rifle and an automatic shotgun, because it's kind of like Gears of War meets Borderlands in a sense. And you've got these 4 classes. You've got the Trickster, the Technomancer, the Pyromancer, and the Devastator. So I called dibs on the Trickster.
I like the Devastator.
Okay, cool. That's what I already started playing. And I was telling Andrew, because it's a lot of fun, although I don't think it looks clean as it should be for a game that's going to be coming out in 2 weeks. So hopefully within the 2 weeks on April 1st when it does drop, it looks a little better. Not saying it looked bad, but when you play the demo, there's just certain things
like an old build.
Yeah, when I'm looking at it going, okay, well, if this is running on my Xbox Series X, I thought it would look a little better, but the gameplay is a lot of fun. So you saw it. What are your thoughts on that?
I actually got more hyped on it from a side announcement, is that this is going to be a day one game on the Xbox Game Pass. So I'm for sure going to get it now, especially because it is a co-op looter shooter. I even had written in my notes too when I was watching it that that's something I'm kind of really in the mood for right now, because there's nothing else out there that's really like that. I enjoy playing those games to an extent, beating them with whoever, and then just moving on to whatever the next one would be. I have a lot of fun playing those with somebody and comparing the loot. even if I'm getting like the shitty weapons and they're getting the good weapons, like we'll just make up dumb reasons why or whatever. I think me and my cousin were playing when we did the Division 1, because me and him went and did it. I was getting better stuff than him. I'm like, oh, it's probably just your internet, dude. It can't sense that you have a good connection, so you get a bad shit.
Well, download the demo, because I didn't get a chance to play the co-op. I just did the single player. But there's a whole spot where you can either turn it on and have someone jump into your game, or you can have a friend list and you can look for people to play it. So I am curious of how well that's going to do. Because
I'm definitely going to download
that. One of the cool things they did in it is the higher level up you go, you can turn the world difficulty up, which is going to give you better drops. So there was a couple guys that I was fighting on, I think it was world 3 or 4, whatever it goes to, and they were pretty tough. And I'm like, I wonder how much easier it would be if I just had another player or two. So that looked really, really cool. So they did start off strong.
Actually, I thought that was going to set the tone for. I'm like, okay, this is actually really cool. Like, I wonder what's next, and then it was just.
Yeah, well, after that, they did what? They did Tomb Raider? Is that what they showed off next?
They did announce this 25th anniversary of Tomb Raider, so they had a couple things that they were talking about. They didn't really go... They mentioned the anime. They're like, oh, we're working on projects. They mentioned the anime, but for some reason didn't even show us like a clip. That's part of the thing. They glossed over it. Yeah, show me like a clip. Show me 5 seconds of a clip, 30 seconds of a clip. The big announcement out of it really was just that they were putting out a digital edition of all 3 of the games, so of the rebooted Tomb Raider trilogy. So definitely get out there. If you haven't played them, I beat all of them. I thought they were actually great. I thought it was a really good story, so I'd recommend picking it up.
Yeah, and it was kind of weird because they kind of glossed over the next movie they were going to do.
Oh, they're like starting to receive the camera.
Yeah, and they're doing the new statue. Well, it kind of cool. I thought the most interesting thing out of that was the cookbook. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, what does she make? What cookbook are they like talking about? Or is anyone going out and hunting animals and then making stuff and then going, oh yeah, bring her cookbook home with you and you can make her shit. I'm like, when did she ever make anything?
That was the one thing I thought too. It's like, all right, well, you got Laura's. It's like you can have Laura's cookbook, so that way you can eat the same food she does while she's out. And blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, like, is it gonna be like fucking 2 dead parakeets, like 1 rabbit foot and 4 fucking berries? Yeah, like, so I didn't get what that was supposed to be.
And again, they're doing a whole thing all month, I believe, what they're doing. So if they weren't showing it off too much here, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on for that you guys can check out. But one thing I know that we've got to at least address is they're still keeping the Avengers game alive and moving forward. They still have got plans for it. It's one of these things where you got to take the risk with the reward, and even if though the payout wasn't great because they're obviously they lost money on this, you can't put a bad taste in people's mouth because just like EA did with Anthem, and they already kind of cut the cord on it. They're not going to fix it after the 2+ years I think it was running. If they were to just cut the cord on this, that'd put a lot of bad ill will towards Square Enix. And Square Enix is like, we still believe in this thing, and here's the next couple of things we're doing. And I gotta say, if I already didn't not like the game, what they had coming out looked kind of cool. Man, you and I were talking about like what the plan is cool, but unless you go back and fix the gameplay, which, if you remember a couple weeks ago, they updated it, and now it's more grindier than ever.
Yeah, they're raising the level cap, but now it takes you way longer to level up. So I was like, I don't really get like what they're doing with this game. And it was never the story that was bad, because even this additional story that they're adding on, it's like Hulk that's been possessed by like Maestro in the future, and you're playing as Hawkeye going against him, and like the world's like devastated and stuff, so you're kind of with like a resistance and everything. So I'm like, okay, this story looks cool and badass, but the gameplay just wasn't good, and now I don't want to have to fucking grind to get to where I need to be to play whatever. Granted, I think it said that on there it's going to be free for anyone who owns it, and we do own it.
A free upgrade for the next plat.
Oh, I thought it was for like that story.
No, I know they're doing the reassembled campaign. So if you have it, they've redone it to where you can replay it. But it's supposed to be, I think, a free upgrade from PS4 to like PS5, and you can jump over there.
But I mean, that game was a mess before that. It left such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't think I'll go back. But again, that story does look cool. So
what I didn't like is how much time they spent on it. Like, if you already know that this is going to be, or maybe that was the point. Maybe they wanted to show off a lot of things so they know that it's going to be moving. I guess in the right direction. About it. But I just did not like the way Hawkeye looked. And I get that there's going to be a different skin.
I don't care for him.
But like, he's wearing like a t-shirt and jeans and like shoes, and he's going to be running around like trying to kick ass. I'm like, at least put him in like in a shield outfit or something,
or something like fucking like Mad Max-ish, because it's like a desolate Earth, and he's wearing like his like Gucci shirt with like his American Eagle jeans and shit.
So if you guys are into the event, because at the end they did show the Black Panther, the Wakanda stuff. So if it was something you are a fan of, they're still moving forward. They showed off that 2021 roadmap that they still have going.
War for Wakanda.
War for Wakanda. So that's there for you if you like. But the next thing they kind of showed a big piece on was the Life is Strange. Their new entry into Life is Strange. Now, I was kind of split on two minds like this. Because this is right before the ending of it, right? So they did spend quite amount of time on it. I don't know if I would have put that much time into this because this game is definitely not for everybody. I really enjoy them. Andrew doesn't. Nah. So why would you end it on a game that's hit or miss? You know what I mean? Like, almost maybe we should have ended it on Outriders, on a game that most people are going to say that, oh, we're all going to play that. But with that being said, I thought it looked really cool. It's called Life is Strange True Colors, which I did note now they didn't call it Life is Strange 3.
Yeah.
So there is one, there's the prequel, then there's 2, now there's True Colors where you're playing, everyone have like a power. I guess she's going to be an empath, so she's going to be able to read emotions off of people and things like that. And this is so going to be the first one that's not episodic. So when this game actually comes out,
yeah, I did say
I don't know if I wrote down the date. I have the date on there. I think it's
do.
later this year. I think
September.
September. And it's going to be the full game. You can play it all at once. And then the other thing they announced that there's going to be the remaster for 1 and the prequel that's coming out. So if you played it back in the day and you want to replay it, or if it's your first entry, you're going to get this with all the updated graphics and things like that. It's definitely something I'm going to check out. But again, though, it's not for everybody. And I don't know why you would have spent so much time on a game that, like, doesn't capture you, Danny, Dante, Gino, Cien. Like, most players I know aren't really going to be playing a game like that. So
yeah, it was just weird that they spent a lot of time off of Avengers, which was already a shit show, and then like led into this where I don't know.
I mean, I liked the content, but I mean, I don't know if that's what you make your especially your first streaming event, like on something like that. Like Andrew's saying, you guys have so much IP. That's kind of what your meat was. Yeah. Avengers and Life is Strange True Colors.
Act like anyone's asking about any of these games except for like one of them, because everyone's really just clamoring for more Final Fantasy. Either 7 Part 2 or fucking 16. Like either or. You could have put one of them in there.
I know they had a couple things with mobile games that we're not really going to go into. There was another game, I think it was something Wonderland or whatever that was.
Oh, Balan Wonderland. Yeah, I wasn't really like into that. I heard it's kind of not as great, so I'm not too sure.
And then at the end, they kind of they gave us the official name for what the codename Project Athia was on the PS5 and PC, which is now called Forspoken, coming out in 2022.
I thought that was the worst showing.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I thought the combat looked kind of good for the little we got to see of it. That's what you should have been showing us on. More of that.
I think this is exactly what I was talking about, where you should have showed 5 minutes of gameplay from it. I'm sure they have something like that ready. And then maybe on the next presentation or something, 15 minutes, like a whole vertical slice of whatever. But that's the one that rubbed me the wrong the most. So like, oh, and we have something special for you that you'll get to see a sneak peek. Oh, and it's literally like the chick hiding behind a stone while there's like she's like, is that a dragon? And then the dragon fucking flies off, and then it's like Forspoken. I'm like, that's it? That was the fucking sneak peek? You're letting me know? There's all kinds of other weird ass fucking monsters and crazy shit in this game that I'm supposed to be dumbfounded. There's a fucking dragon in here.
Yeah, we know dragons to death now. So, and then at the end of it, they said if you didn't catch everything you wanted to see, stay tuned, because coming in December they're gonna do a summer release of it. So hopefully it's a lot better than this one. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just, I think they focused on the wrong games to keep the active gamers, enjoyed with it. Because for the most part, I was like, cool, the beginning was good. And then it was just kind of like, okay, I don't get to see enough of what I wanted to see. And I saw too much of things I didn't really need to see more of. So
yeah, overall, it's definitely weak. And definitely some of that stuff could have been like, just like a blog post or something like that.
So that is the end of our story for Square Enix. If you guys liked it and enjoyed it, leave us down what game stood out to you. Again, the description or the link will be in the description to check it out. So,
before we go any further, I do want to know.
Ooh, what do you got?
I hate the name Forspoken. I actually preferred Project Athia. I think that was a lot better, cooler name.
Well, because Forspoken doesn't speak to anything, or at least we didn't see anything in the game that it means, like it translates anything.
Even if it doesn't, the main person, her name could be fucking Ali Forspoken, and it's just her last name. And that wouldn't matter to me. That I thought Project Athia was a way cooler name.
Yeah, so did I. Forspoken is generic to me.
Just drop Project and just call it Athia.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been cool.
And it's done. So with that, let's move into a little ripping it up. Why don't you tee off with this one, because I know yours was the bigger chunk of news.
So mine is one that just Game Pass has been killing it. There's a shit ton of new games on there, so go check it out because there may be something on there for you. More specifically, Outriders is going to be on there when that game drops day and date. Another important game that's actually not on PlayStation and was believed to be a Nintendo exclusive coming later this month is Octopath The Traveler. And that's something that I always thought looked really cool. I almost got it for the Switch, and I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger now because I'm definitely going to play that. But there's also rumors that Persona's going to be coming to Xbox too. That's like another thing. So really, especially with Octopath, Yakuza, Tales of, Dragon Quest XI, Xbox is really kind of becoming that like Japanese machine, especially if
I love it.
Especially if it's like, okay, you know, we're not a Japanese brand like PlayStation, but buy us for free. All these for Game Pass. For free,
yeah, because Octopath was a game I did get on Switch. Basically, after I watched CN play so much of it, I'm like, dude, I gotta play this game. I gotta have a reason to like have a nice RPG on my Switch. And the fact that it's coming on the 25th of this month, and you can already download it to your box day one. That was extremely interesting. The fact that we just had the Bethesda roundtable, you know, last week we didn't do a show, but that happened, and they kind of covered everything that was, or at least kind of loosely covered, a lot of things that were happening between Microsoft and Bethesda, and one of the things that's happening right now is they dropped 20 games on Game Pass. Right. So if you guys want to go play all the old Dooms, all the old, you know, Prey, Dishonored, all that stuff jumped on there, and now EA Play is almost like all those games are now on Game Pass Ultimate because Star Wars Squadron was a game that I wanted to play. Yeah. It's already out. I downloaded it today. I started playing it.
And it's also going to be on PC now too. So that added 60 plus new games for people who were playing on PC that you didn't have before.
Yeah, we've been preaching, you know, to the Game Pass gods forever. I can't wrap my head around how this is profitable. Like, I don't know what deals or backdoor signings they've got going on where they've got EA on there. Now they own Bethesda, but like you've got the whole Octopath and Yakuza things coming out of nowhere because no one saw that one coming. And how close it was. It's not like it's next month or 2 months.
Octopath,
it's like, oh, you guys want it in a week and a half? Here you go. Nice. So, my riff, guys, is that, and again, this news came out about a week or so ago, is that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge,
which looked badass,
is on its way. Unfortunately, there's no current release date yet, but this is developed by Tribute Games, which they have a game coming out called Panzer Paladin, so it's not out yet, and they have a couple other games that have been out in the foray, but it's published by Dotemu, which just did that Streets of Rage 4 game that was on the Game Pass that was excellent. And one of the reasons I really dug it is because unlike the Streets of Rage version, they're keeping it pixel, right? They're not doing that new style glossy kind of look that they did with that.
I liked what they did with Streets of Rage, but I think Ninja Turtles would have lended. I think Ninja Turtles is an art form that could have gone either way, and that's cool that they're gonna.
But they've done it the other way before. You know, when they did like Turtles in Time, they kind of did it in that look. So I liked it. They go back into pixel, and I like that they keep it going side-scrolling beat 'em up. Like, it's one of those games that like a lot of us as kids remember playing good old Turtles games, and the fact that they're still doing that with a new project is really, really cool. And I don't know the name of the band, I forget, but the guy that did the new song of the cover for Ninja Turtles, was that a band you ever listened to?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You didn't see the trailer?
I kind of watched it, but I didn't finish watching it.
Okay. They were going off on that, like, oh, this band, he used to do something from way back in the day. But, yeah, other than that, I think the game looks solid. Would you think it would be coming out by the end of this year or something like early next year?
Probably this year. I wouldn't imagine. Well, I don't want to say, like, oh, it's no Final Fantasy, so it's not like it's this great big fucking thing. But I don't know how many, irons they have in the fire. They might have other hidden games like, oh, hey, this will come out first, then that, whatever.
I hear thee.
I'm
hoping it's coming out by like fall.
I see this being a fall-winter game, and I think that would be the perfect time too.
Perfect time? Will you play it together?
I would love to. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything else like that besides Streets of Rage 4, which I already beat. Hopefully, it's also a Game Pass game because then I would definitely for sure get it.
Nice. So that is the end of our riffs. I'm actually going to skip questions today because I know Andrew's got a nice birthday dinner he has to go do after this.
Happy birthday, Mom.
So we are just going to get into the contest, the new giveaway that we've been hinting at, promising, saying it's coming.
We were?
And, well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the kids read between the lines. And what we're going to be doing, guys, is giving a Nintendo Switch Lite away. And the way we're going to do it is starting on this episode. You can leave in the comments below, put hashtag SwitchLite. And that's going to be your entry for this particular episode, to where at the end on our final giveaway day will be your code in to see if you actually got picked. Now that's going to run from episode 83, which is today's, all the way up until episode 90, right?
Right.
And then on episode 91,
we'll
announce the winner. So if you guys want to join it, make sure you get... you enter in hashtag SwitchLite. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, your spouses, your relatives to jump in, because the more people you have on your side entering it, the bigger chance you have of actually winning the grand prize.
Go ahead and leave us a like, but more importantly, in order to win, you do have to be subscribed. Now, I don't think we mentioned it before, we might have talked about it, but the original person who actually won our last giveaway, which was the PS5, was the PS5 one? Originally, we had someone else who actually won that was not subscribed. You were not a subscriber, so we actually didn't give it to them. We just went.
No, that wasn't the PS5. That was the. No, because that was Colin. He hated the PS5. I bet. Yeah,
it was someone else. Either way, someone won. They were not subscribed. We're not going to reach out to you. I'm not going to give you a chance. We're not going to tell you, hey man, just subscribe, and we're going to send you this thing. If you're not subscribed, you are not in. You will not hear about it. You're going to get nothing.
Nothing.
And the easiest,
absolutely nothing.
Nothing, sir. And the easiest way, of course, to know whenever we put out a video, of course, is hit that little bell button, so that way you get the notifications, like I do, because I follow like a million YouTubers, so only the important ones pop up on my phone.
Oh, see how he just slips it right in there. So, guys, that is the giveaway, and we'll do a video and we'll announce it. That has all the official rules and all the official settings to be entered to be official. But that's the end of this episode, guys. If you want to leave your comments down below, let us know what you thought about the Square Enix presentation. Let us know what you think about the Gamepass just ripping things apart right now. And if you like the new full trailer for TMNT's Shredder's Revenge, because I know I did. So, Andrew, that's the end of this episode. So, my name is Craig Perales, and that is Mandrew Montemayor. And until next time,
cheers.
Cheers.
Talking about. He's like, well, I was talking to someone about it. Maybe it was Mandrew. And then I was like, yeah, I was like, Ace Ventura 2 is better than 1.
No, it's not.
But then I said Home Alone 2 is also better than 1.
I put them on the same level. Because number 2 is just a lot of repeated 1 jokes.
But better, though.
It's alright. I think it's great. I think they're both good.
I like 2 more than 1. And I also like Addams Family.
2 to 1. Turtles 2 to 1. Ace Ventura does not need to be made into a 3 with old-ass 60-year-old Jim Carrey.
No.
Especially after Dumb and Dumber 2.
Star Wars 2 or technically fucking... What is it? 5 is better than 1.
Well, 3, I think it goes 3, 2, 1.
2 is technically better than 1. Phantom Menace is... I'd rather watch 2 than...
Phantom Menace sucks. I've tried watching it again, and it's just bad. And then I just watched the no cheese version, which is much better.
I still kind of just don't really care for it. It's like, all right, it's whatever. It still just blows my mind that fucking Liam Neeson's in that fucking movie.
Well, fuck, if they're gonna make a new Star Wars and George Lucas is gonna do it, it's like, why wouldn't you be jumping ready in to go in that fucking movie? And then you're like, oh wait, this is it. This is how it's.
He's definitely cool as fuck.
Yeah, Qui-Gon's dope, and so is Obi-Wan. But it's just like it's a politic movie, not a fucking space adventure.
That, and then you introduce this fucking stupid ass annoying aquatic race of fucking, you're either skinny and Jamaican or fucking fat and fucking lame.